And welcome back to another episode of Energized. Barry, how are you doing?
Ross, I'm doing very well. After a sober weekend.
Sober weekend. It was stormy in Ireland.
It was stormy. Everything about the weekend was stormy, in fairness.
What do you think of the storms being called after people? Not like certain people, like they have names. Do you think they should name storms? Because like storms end up like killing people, and then like it's like, there's Kira. She killed 5 people at the weekend.
Jesus. Yeah, but what else? What else are you going to call them? Like number 7 or number?
You could be like the February storm in Ireland or something. No, the storm of February.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Who even comes up with the names actually as well?
You know what happens? You see the way this one was Storm Kira. The next one has to become with D, so it can be like Storm Damien, and then it goes on until they get Z, and then they go back to start again.
Are they always girls' names?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Although the last one I thought of was Hurricane Ophelia.
Yeah. But it almost seemed fitting as well for the elections as well. There was a
political storm.
Yeah, there was a storm brewing.
Yeah. In case you're wondering, Sinn Féin did really, really well in the election. If you're not from Ireland, Sinn Féin are the political party who are sort of always linked with the IRA. And if you don't know what the IRA is, well then you should probably go and educate yourself. But people want change, don't they?
They do.
I think people are sick of the same old stuff. Dublin is, I don't know if you're from here, but like Dublin is so expensive to live in.
Yeah.
And it's just not really feasible for people to rent or buy houses. And as people are saying, people like well into their 30s are like still living at home with their parents. And it's not because they really enjoy their ma's cooking.
Yeah, but especially like Ross is a new father as well.
Yeah, it's just really tough out there.
Yeah.
And Sinn Féin plan on doing more for housing. But also, things did need to change. It's 2020. There's more homelessness on the streets now than there's ever been. There's more people on hospital beds than there's ever been. You think as time gets better, technology gets better, you sort of just think that, the world should get better, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm just like, why don't I just print off more money and just like be like, it's grand. You know what I mean? Everyone has a bit more money, and then we all just have a nice high standard of living.
I know.
Sometimes like, why do we all have to be miserable? Or why do a few people have to be miserable? Why can't we all just like have a decent life? You know what I mean?
I know.
Why can't they just keep on building houses? Be like, there's a house for you. There's a house for you. You know what I mean? Like, why do they make you work real hard and then like owe your house for your entire life?
I know.
It doesn't actually make sense.
That's why people go out and they drink so much and do drugs so much to get away from all these
their own
problems.
personal issues.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm a failure if I don't own my own house by the time I'm X.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not great. So, 2 storms here in Dublin this weekend. The first one being the actual Storm Kira, and the second one is Mary Lou McDonald, the leader of Sinn Féin, storming her way into the Dáil.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy times. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you pay top dollar to live in Dublin, and then, like, you don't even get the fucking weather.
No, you do not.
I know, but that's the thing. You know what I mean?
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, like I'm meeting one of the lads tomorrow. Shout out, Si. He's actually moved off to Australia and he's there with his girlfriend and he's having a great time. And like I'm meeting him tomorrow before he goes back on Wednesday, and like just have a chat with him, see what the story is over there, because like this can't go on here. What's going on right now?
No,
and like I don't want to have to. I don't. No offense to people who live in like Loud or somewhere else like that, but like
Leash.
Yeah, I don't want to have to move out there. Like I was brought up here. Like I intended to like stay here while I could.
You should be able to live where you grew up, and it shouldn't be like near on impossible to actually do so.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, the population is growing here as well. I know people are leaving, but like everyone's coming towards us.
Yeah, I just think like everyone just needs to be paid better. As in, like I feel like everything keeps on going up except for people's wages.
I know, that's the biggest problem.
Yeah,
and like also you can't like even afford a house by yourself. You need to be in a relationship as well.
Yeah, it's shocking. Like getting a mortgage in this country is next to impossible.
Yeah, like how are me, you, Theo, and Jade all going to move in together? Like,
I have no idea, bud.
No idea either.
But Barry, if you're new to the Energized podcast, politics is not really what we're into. But what should you do?
Make sure to subscribe. It's right below me, and hit a like if you are enjoying the weekly content, because there is more to come. Today we will be discussing just the politics. Well, that's over and done with. Also, we're going to be looking at all the latest news in the world of MMA, and we're also going to be discussing the Six Nations, because Ireland kicked ass over the weekend. So make sure to like, subscribe, and stay energized. But
what he said.
What I said, yes, because we've getting more and more support these days as well, especially on Spotify and YouTube as well. We really appreciate it, because we love doing this shit.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do every week to do the podcast, hang out with my best mate.
Who?
And well, I hang out with Theo before I get here, and then it's something I look forward to doing every week. And it's also nice to sort of discuss your thoughts on events with your mates.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
we'd be having this chat anyway.
Yeah, no, that's the thing.
Like, what did you think of the fight on the weekend? But now we just do it on camera with microphones in our mouth.
Yeah, imagine like we stop being mates. Like who are we gonna talk to about this shit? Like,
I'll talk to Theo, but like he doesn't answer me back.
You're like, Theo, and this, and it's like, don't say anything. I have to say something again.
Yeah.
But like, who else? Like, whose opinion you value as well? That like really knows a lot in depth.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. Like sometimes you're talking to someone about whether it be sports or politics or whatever. I don't know about you, but I'm very quick to know whether someone's bullshitting or not. You know what I mean? And then like it gets a bit awkward.
Is.
Yeah, but it gets a bit awkward because like some people just let someone say their bullshit and then go on. I'm like, that's not true, and they're like, what do you mean that's not true?
Yeah, but that's why podcasts have exploded as well, because you're like listening in to conversations of people that you share the same values and interests in, you know? Because if they didn't share the same interests or values, they wouldn't listen to it, you know?
I suppose that's what it's like. You're invited into our living room to listen to our chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is what we're talking about when you're not on camera or when we're not on camera as well. So
yeah. And other things about like how we can improve and stuff, and
of course, yeah,
what we're looking forward to doing, and
yeah, we talk about slightly more boring stuff off camera as well.
Do we?
Well, boring stuff to maybe the listener. That's only really relevant to us.
Yeah, we try and pick out the best stuff. I remember one of the lads wrote to us, I think his name's Stephen, he's over in Australia, and he goes, talk more about the guy. And I'm like, I don't really know that much about the guy, and you'd know straight away that I was making up shit. Yeah, as if you couldn't tell already, but
oh, Steve, sorry to let you down, but Ga's not really our thing. Yeah. Maybe the two Johnnies do the Ga, do they?
They do, yeah.
Yeah, but so like, if you're mad for the Ga, maybe listen to the two Johnnies. Like, they're killing the game over here as well.
They actually are, yeah. I DM'd their producer there the other day.
I saw that, yeah. Marie, was it?
Yeah. I forget her name, but like, she totally saw it and totally did not write back.
She did write back.
Did she?
Yeah, I saw it there. She was like, don't have time to check out your content. I'll do it in a while when I'm less busy.
Alright. Shout out.
So she did write back.
Yeah, we're just trying to like do well, and then you see the thing is with the guy as well. It's like if we're always talking about how good the Dubs are, other people would be like,
yeah, the other 31 counties would be like, those two lads are so up the Dubs hole. Like, it'd be like winning 5 Premier League titles in a row and be like, that team's the best. It's like, can't believe you said Bayern Munich were the best team in Germany.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is like, the Dublin have won the All Ireland the last 5 years in a row. We can't really be like constantly talking about them because
people
it's unfair. That. Yeah, I mean that's the reason why we.
Well, except for the Dubs.
Well, yeah, but like that's the reason why we picked like we don't have a preference in League of Ireland teams, or like with the rugby, like I like back all four teams to do well.
We sort of Leinster number 1, but then like the rest are all equally number 2.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like Leinster we live here, you know what I mean? Like we can't necessarily go back and forth to Munster or Ulster or Connacht all the time.
But like look, we'll get more into the rugby when we're talking about it, and we'll actually like show that like once they put on the green jersey, it's a different gravy. You know what I
mean? But like first of all, I support the Irish team way more than I support Leinster anyway.
Yeah, well, like I think it's like important as a nation that it's something we all get behind. You know what I
mean? Yeah.
But it's funny the way sometimes you see in like the rugby groups online that like there's such a Munster and Leinster bias with some people, and then sometimes if you just happen to think a Leinster player is better, they're like, "No, you're just a Leinster fanboy." It's like, that's actually my actual opinion. Like sometimes I'll tell you the Ulster player is better if I think he's better.
Yeah, it's a lot like that in the MMA scene as well. It's gassed up.
It's like you Conor McGregor, Dick Ryder.
Yeah,
that's what they all say. It's like, look, you went in there and beat KO in 40 seconds. Like no one's ever done that KO. It's like. Can I say that's good? No, because it was good.
Yeah, but that's why we love this shit. Like, I mean, like,
everyone has their own opinion.
Yeah, that's what's so great about it. I mean, like anyone else can start a podcast as well. I mean, it's free access to entry, isn't it?
Yeah. Also, shout out to that woman. I don't want to know what her name is, but I'm sure you know what it is when you're watching at home. Who was the conductor for the Oscars? She was the first ever female conductor for the Oscars, and she was Irish. So that was cool.
Saoirse Ronan.
No. The woman who conducts the orchestra at the Oscars.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either, but I saw her. She was wearing a gold dress, and I was like, "You legend." So that's the thing about like Irish people. It's like I think she's a legend automatically. What are you looking for your phone? What, to look her up?
No. I thought I heard I got a new Tinder match there. No, I'm joking.
Okay. Saoirse Ronan was also at the Oscars. Joaquin Phoenix he won the Oscar for Best Actor for the Joker. And then
I still haven't seen it yet.
Have you not?
I have it loaded up on my computer, but like sitting there watching a movie, like on your laptop, you like all of a sudden you're always like looking at your phone, and then
so many distractions.
By the way, I went to cinema there last week. I saw.
Did you go twice in the last while? No.
Yeah, man. I feel like I lived there, but I
Mr.
went to
Cinema Man.
I went to see
The Gentleman.
Yes. The good fellas kept getting stuck in my fucking head, but
Colin Farrell 10 out of 10.
Oh man, check it out. It's fucking great. Like Colin Farrell's brilliant. At the beginning, I was watching it and I was like, I don't know if I really like this.
Do you love that film Lock, Stock and Smoking Barrels?
2 Smoking Barrels.
All right, whatever. Like I haven't seen that film, so like that's why I'm asking you to love it. Yeah, because that was both Guy Ritchie, wasn't it?
Yeah. Guy Ritchie is so slick, man. Have you seen him on Joe Rogan?
Was he married to Madonna?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen him.
Yeah.
He's like so smart, but he's also sort of like he's sort of the gentleman, if you know what I mean. As in, like it's almost like a movie on himself in a certain way, and like certain aspects. Where he like dresses so slick and like he just looks like very suave all the time.
Joe's really slick in the film. Your man who was in Sons of Anarchy, he looks like
Chris Human or Charlie something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. He's very handsome, isn't he?
Yeah.
Brad Pitt won Best Supporting Oscar for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What do you think of that? You're a big fan of Brad Pitt, aren't you?
Yeah, I like him and Leonardo DiCaprio, but I don't know. I hadn't seen it. But I hadn't seen it. I haven't seen that film either.
All right, well, there you go. It was his first ever acting Oscar. Same for Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix like goes on these weird tangents about when he wins his award.
Charlie Hun is your man,
the handsome fella.
Yeah.
Joaquin
Phoenix, if you want to Google
Joaquin Phoenix, like when a cow was born, we take it away from its mother, and we don't let it drink its milk, and then we kill the cow to eat it. We shouldn't do that. It was like, all right, mate, calm down.
Yeah.
And he was like, thanks to my brother as well.
I think people who play those roles that are so fucked up, you're going to become a bit strange.
Yeah, well, I think he gets really into it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's a funny man. I'm trying to think what else happened.
Yeah. Did you stay home and watch this?
No. I just watched. I watched the clips because like I couldn't be arsed watching the whole thing because you're sitting there for ages and then people give like such long speeches. But you know what they start to do now? Some Asian director won. I think he's Korean. I just said Asian because I don't want to be like, that's Chinese, you're racist. But like, this film wasn't English. The film Parasite won Best Film. It's out in the cinema now, but it's subtitled. And he was up giving a speech, right? Yeah. And to stop the speech is going on forever. They like dim the lights, be like, and goodbye. Right? Okay. And they dim the lights on this guy. And after like Joaquin Phoenix been like, the racist as well. You know what I mean? It's like God. The Asian fella's giving his speech as best director. Tom Hanks got the whole crowd being like, up the lights, to bring the lights back up how your man can finish the speech.
Who did that? Tom
Hanks? Yeah.
No way.
I think if Tom Hanks says something at the Oscars, like, better do what Tom Hanks says.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy who
told Tom Hanks no.
Who's hated by Tom Hanks. So what movie should people definitely check out?
I don't know, The Gentleman, man. You just saw it and thought it was great.
It's better than 1917. Like
I heard that was brilliant as well.
Yeah, but this is actually better. Anything on Netflix actually that people should check out?
I was watching The Stranger the other day. It's like 8 episodes long. It's really, really good. Except I actually thought like the last 10 minutes I wasn't actually happy with the conclusion. Does that ever happen to you when you're watching a series? You're like, the end, you're like, oh, that's not the end I was looking for.
I think maybe Entourage.
Yeah, I think so. Game of Thrones, I think that was a lot of people, wasn't it?
I didn't watch that. But yeah.
Yeah, but just I think everyone knows like that was, or I think the whole last season everyone's like, although
that
I think
can
with
happen.
Game of Thrones, I think with Game of Thrones people were like, okay, here's the final season, and they rushed it. I think maybe made it a bit longer.
Do you remember Love Hate was on? I think when they ended that, I was like, oh no, like that you can't stop that. That's like the best.
Yeah. What else? If you actually do like The Stranger, I've had a show called Safe. Was written by the same guy, so you can actually watch both if you do like one. I watched You as well. Have you seen that?
No, I heard Chris D'Elia's in it, and suppose he's shitting it.
Yeah, he gets murdered.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Sorry. Yeah, he is shy. Apparently, The Pharmacist is very good. I haven't seen that.
I feel like those shows I'm just never going to watch.
Oh, see, these things sort of happen. You're like,
there's something like it has. Like I'm just mad in the documentaries and stuff, and I just feel like
but they have some good documentaries on it. Like that Pharmacist one is documentary.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I watched like Don't Fuck with Cats and stuff like that, and like the whole time watching them, like these people have way too much time on their hands. You know what I mean? Like stalking some fella on the internet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like no.
Yeah.
I was like, watch 40-minute Energized video instead of more crack.
Yeah,
laugh more.
and like and subscribe. But no, do you know what I watched the Travis Scott documentary. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, recently. Yeah, and then do you know what I'm actually mid watching? Right, because okay, I don't know what to say about this, right? But Netflix keep pushing programs on you. Like,
oh yeah, of course.
Like, what? They're like, watch this, and then I was like, Cheer. Is it what's it called? Cheer or Cheers?
Oh yeah, cheerleader show.
Yeah,
it's like always number 1 on Netflix.
Yeah, it kept coming up, and I was like, do you know what? I'll give it a look.
You're clicking it.
Yeah, it's fucking deadly, man. It's actually class.
What's called Cheer, I think, is it?
Yeah, Cheer. It's actually unreal. The skills they do to like set up everything is actually class. And also Netflix are brilliant at making documentaries. And other great places like Channel 4, 4OD, they're brilliant as well. But like, it's actually class.
Oh, you know what? Don't watch Uncut Gems, Adam Sandler.
You had
shit.
I had that lined up to watch.
Right, I was sitting there watching it with Jade, right, and he's just going around sort of owing people money all the time, gets beaten up every now and then like he like sort of robs money off people. He robs Peter to pay Paul all the time, right?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there watching it. This isn't a spoiler. This isn't like me saving your time. And then we got 50 minutes into it. Me and Jade were eating a curry at the time. And we were watching it and been like, this is lovely, our Saturday night. And then Theo woke up and I went up and got Theo. And then I came back
Theo's
down.
like, I want to watch it.
I came back down. I turned to Jade and go, you enjoying this film? She's like, actually, it's shit. And I was like, oh, thank God. This film is dreadful. Adam Sandler, like, since like 2005, like, just gave up making movies. It was just like, whoever will pay him, he'll show up for it.
Is Kevin Garnett in that as well?
Yeah, he is, yeah. As Kevin Garnett.
All right. But I had that added to watch. But Adam Sandler's films have been shit recently.
And this one's shit too.
Yeah, so now I'm like not going to watch that. But like, he's just gonna like he has too much money.
Yeah, someone in work was saying that they watched it and they were like, I'm watching it for a second time, and I was like, must be good. And I was like, never taking the film recommendation off you ever again.
That's a lot of pressure then. Like when you're like, right, my Saturday night, have the food ready.
Yeah.
This you probably beforehand you're like, this is the movie we're going to watch.
Yeah, but I think I said to Jade like 3 or 4 times, like, oh, we'll watch the Adam Sandler film. We'll see what it's like. Because I was like, Adam Sandler, it might be shit, but it'll be easy to watch. But it was like shit and not easy to watch.
That's shite, you know. What about Valentine's Day? That's coming up now this Friday.
And then we're going to talk about the MA section. No, what do you mean?
No,
what am I going to do for it?
Yeah, I don't know. You doing it? Any plan?
No. Like, I'll probably just get Jade a card. Wherever. Jade, if you're listening.
I got you a card.
Stop. No, in fairness, like, I don't like that. I needed a Jade. There's something like that, like, forced romance. Like, you have to be romantic this day. It's not cool. Like,
I get you. I'm sure like that as well, but like, you feel like you could be like holding back for the other person, you know?
Well, I think it's more so have to get her card because her friends all get something. You know what?
Ross didn't get you a fucking card.
Yeah, she's actually big on cards. She likes
a lot of people are big on cards.
Yeah, she likes
like even Christmas cards.
I'm like, you not just send text now, like because I'm so like.
She hasn't seen your writing yet, like.
Yeah, but that's shocking.
Typed out.
Yeah, but I'm just like, it's like, if I text you the same thing or if I write down the same thing, to me that means the same thing.
Yeah, I will.
But like maybe that's just who I am.
No, cards are coming back into fashion. Like people like hanging them around and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's just not a personal touch, really, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But do you know what would be great for a Valentine's present?
2 tickets to FICOM.
Yes,
Ross, you explain.
Ross, you explain, man.
Energized. That's me and Barry are doing our first live show February the 29th in Cork. It's FICON. And if you want to go to FICON or if you want to send your loved one to FICON, just go on to www.ficon.com. And if you use the discount code EZ10, that will get you €10 off the going rate for a ticket. I think it's like $59.99 for tickets, isn't it? You'll get your tickets for $49.99.
Yeah, tickets are...
I think 70% sold out.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the early birds are all gone. Underneath myself. So if you look it down in the comments, I'm going to put a link and put the code in as well. Just so if you look down right now where the subscribe button is, you hit that first.
Oh,
and then
I see there.
Then you look in the comment section and I have it pinned on top if you want to get 10% off.
Brilliant. So I just click the link and then that will bring me there. I just put in EZ10 and then I get $10 off.
Yeah, it's good.
So it's not even 10. It's actually more than 10%. It's €10 off, which is way better.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. Like myself and Ross are doing our first live event. Like it's going to be a great event itself, but myself and Ross are going to be doing a live show there as well, which is huge for us.
Like that's actually close to 20% off. You know?
Yeah.
So that's great. So get your tickets. Come see the lads. And on that note, FICOM put out an announcement 2 days ago. Frank Mir, two-time UFC heavyweight champion, is going to be at FICON. Barry, what was your first reaction when you heard that Frank Mir has come to FightCon?
I was pretty blown away because the majority of the fighters or athletes, you call them, that are going are from England and Ireland. Aren't they?
I think if you take Wonder Boy,
Wonder Boy and Ben Askren.
Ben Askren out there, we've actually met everyone else.
Yeah.
So Frank Mir is like a cool asset to get in there. Also, Paul Daly like dropped out and they got Kiefer Crosby in, and I was like, all right, ground, whatever. Yeah. And then I was like, Frank Mir ran me at the last minute. I was like, that's like pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like that is a bit of icing on the cake, really.
Yeah, well, like, it was the one person who I've like seen fight so many times, and I just sort of assumed I wasn't going to meet now that he's retired. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if I was looking at the poster, if I was going to make the poster, you can almost have like Frank Mir in the middle on top.
Yeah.
And then like Wonder Boy on one side, Ben Askren on the other side, and then all the sort of Irish fighters around. You know what I mean? Like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is the icing on the cake, really, for the event.
Oh no, it's unreal.
Yeah.
He's actually a legend, isn't he?
Yeah, he does his own show as well. His daughter's kicking ass as well these days as well.
Is she? I'd say she's an absolute wizard at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. I'm just so interested to see Frank Mir, how big he is. Also, he like once beat Brock Lesnar as well. So like,
yeah, knee bar.
Yeah, I think that was like one of the first UFCs that are really like stayed up there and watched that late. You know.
Yeah, but he also like broke Big Nog's arm.
Yeah,
like he's got like some serious wins under his belt.
I know.
You know what I mean?
This is a real legend. Like,
yeah, he really is. And
yeah. Fortunately, like having this extra person at the shows, they're probably gonna have to rejig people's times, etc. So therefore, there'll be more opportunities for myself and Ross to sit down with more athletes.
Yeah, hopefully we can get one of the guys on the show.
Yeah,
it'll be absolutely incredible for us. Also, you know Frank Mir is like a massive gun nut. Do you know that? As like he's mad into guns.
Yeah, but like loads of people are in America.
No, but like he'll constantly have like 9 weapons on him at all time, like guns, knives. He's like one of those like sort of doomsday preppers. If you actually like, if you go into YouTube and like you type in Brendan Chab or Frank Mir, you'll see it, and he goes through like all the weapons he has on him at one time. Hopefully, he doesn't get like stopped on the way over, being like,
no.
"Why do you have 7 knives?" It's like in case someone attacks me. That's his like thing. He's like, you never know what's gonna happen, so I always just carry a load of weapons on him.
Yeah, although he's a beast, who's gonna really jump him?
Yeah, no, that's Brendan Chab's argument. It was like, you're beating like 99.9999999% of people in the world in the street fight.
Yeah,
there's like there's less than probably 20 people who are going to be Frank Mir in a street fight in the world. And like there he is with all the weapons. It's like just in case.
Yeah. Is he's still going now in Bellator, isn't he?
I think he's sort of fighting for the sake of fighting
in
Bellator, if you know
maybe
what I mean.
Maybe if he gets the itch, he can jump in, you know?
Yeah. He lost to Fedor, no?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here, make sure, the link is in the comment section. Make sure to check it out if you want to go. It's going to be in Cork. It's going to be a brilliant night. Brilliant day. You're going to get to meet all these fighters, going to get the pictures. We'll be there. It'll be great to see some of your faces and talk, Energized, crack. So yeah, use the discount code EZ10 and
EZ10.
Yeah, EZ10, and then it's going to be a great occasion. So now, I think it's the perfect time to move into the world of mixed martial arts and discuss this weekend's UFC 247, John Jones versus Dominic Reyes.
Yeah, this was almost like a controversial fight at the weekend.
Where do you want to start, man?
We might as well start with the title fight, and we'll go further down as we go on. I think there's only really 2 or 3 fights we're going to actually discuss.
Yeah, okay.
John Jones fought Dominic Reyes. John Jones won by unanimous decision, 48-47, 48-47, 49-46. I think there was a good few takeaways from this fight and this fight card when it comes to mixed martial arts judging. I don't know if you saw, but earlier on in the fight or in the night, Andrea Lee was fighting. You know, the cowboy.
Yeah. Cowgirl.
Cowgirl. My apologies.
Yeah.
She was fighting. I can't actually remember who she's fighting. But Joe Rogan and Dominic Cruz were actually calling out when the judges been like, he's not watching the fight. Your man over there is judging and he's not watching the fight. You know what I mean? Which I think for women's fighting is like even almost more important because definitely percentile wise, the women go to the judges more often than the men.
She lost to Lauren Murphy.
Yeah, I think it was a split decision as well.
Yeah.
So for the judges not to be watching the fight is not really great for her. You know what I mean?
Do your fucking job.
Yeah, it's like you're being paid there to watch the fights, so just watch the fights.
Yeah. And also, this is their lives that they have in their hands. Like, I mean, take it a bit fucking seriously, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Now, I watched the John Jones fight, right?
That's a spoof.
I think it's quite obvious. Sort of round 1 went to Reyes, rounds 4 and 5 went to Jones. I think the biggest discrepancy is who thought people won round 2 and who thought people won round 3.
Yeah, that's agreed now.
I think that's the general consensus. That's rounds 2 and 3 are where people thought Reyes won the fight, or where people thought Jones won the fight,
or 1 round each.
Yeah, exactly. I sort of watched it and went, it was very, very tight. Reyes came forward quite a lot. He threw a lot of kicks at John Jones. Everything from Reyes came from the left-hand side. It was the left straight and the left kick. But Jones, he actually slipped a lot of punches. And I think for a lot of people who are watching the fight, it's almost like when you're watching Floyd Mayweather. The other person's throwing loads and you're like, he must be doing all right. And then if you actually watch it in like sort of slow motion, he doesn't actually land that much.
Yeah.
I personally thought I'd probably give the fight to John Jones. I thought Reyes won sort of the first minute and a half of both rounds 2 and 3, but I thought Jones actually won sort of the last 3 minutes of both rounds. So I probably would have scored round 3 to Jones, round 4 to Jones, and round 5 to Jones. But if someone scored it for Reyes, I'm okay with that as well.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, when I watched it back, because I knew Reyes lost, and so many people were going against Jones, I was like, right, I'm going to watch the fight from Dominic Reyes' angle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So people don't get that. Usually, like, say if someone's fighting, you really like them, you're going to watch what they're doing more rather than what the other person's doing. It's just the way it is, because you can't keep your eyes on both of them.
You're looking for your person to win the fight.
Yeah. You're looking for the reason to back your guy. When I watched it back and people were like, John Jones, like, Reyes was robbed, I was like, oh shit. So then I watched it. I actually watched it and I thought Reyes won the first, I thought Reyes won the second, and the third one was the more iffy one. I think Errol Helwani agrees with me and you on that. Brett Okamoto actually said he thought that the second round was different, but I think it was obvious. Reyes won the first round. I think Reyes won the second round, and then the third one was a bit of a flip of a coin. I think, and then Jones definitely won the last 2 rounds. I think Reyes sort of did get a bit tired at the end of the third round, and then the judges are probably going with the champ, and they're probably looking at it like you have to actually beat the champ. Now, I know that's not necessarily the rules, but that's the way some people want to see it, because they don't want to. John Jones is a serious person in this game, and he does bring a lot of revenue in, more than other people, and they're probably like, look, he didn't really get dominated there, so I'm going to go with Jones. And that's just the way they are. I thought Reyes won 3-2, but as Ross said, he thinks John Jones won 3-2. And then, like, this is the same thing when Wonderboy fought Woodley, and it was sort of like, I thought Woodley won, I thought Thompson won, and you thought Woodley won, and Woodley won. It was one of them things, but like at the end of the day, after the fight, when the klaxon and the siren went off, Reyes looked more confident with his arm in the air than Jones. Now, neither looked overly confident. Like, John Jones actually got up on top of the cage to try and like show off that he definitely won, but he wasn't
selling it well.
No, he wasn't. You can tell, like, you can tell by their faces. And but
I think a few things need to be addressed. Number one, MMA judging is not perfect.
No.
Nor will it be for a while. But I don't think this was like the fight where you're like, oh my god,
yeah,
it was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
A few things that people were saying which really sort of grinds my gears.
Grind away.
Oh, it should have been a split decision. I don't understand the logic behind people saying it should have been a split decision. What would it matter if one judge scored it for Reyes and 2 scored it for Jones? Jones still walks away with the belt. That doesn't make Dominic Reyes' efforts any better or any worse. Secondly was the people giving out that it was 49-46 to Jones. Because, as you said earlier, Brett Okamoto and Errol Helwani, 2 of the most respected journalists in the mixed martial arts game, said, Brett Okamoto said he thought John Jones won the second round and lost the third, and Errol Helwani thought John Jones might have won the third round or was close, and that he definitely lost second. So if Brett Okamoto is saying that John Jones could have won the second round, well, then it could be feasible that I thought John Jones won the second round. And if Errol Helwani is saying that the third round is very close, it could have been very feasible that I thought John Jones won the third round. And if the general consensus is that John Jones won the fourth and fifth round, why couldn't I have generally thought that John Jones won all 4 rounds. Now, I didn't score the fight that way. But you also have to take note that judging is an opinion-based thing. And
one of the judges judges it that way.
Exactly. And that's how one of the judges judged it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like so egregious. Like I've seen fights between, I think it was Ross Pearson, Diego Sanchez, where Ross Pearson like absolutely murdered Diego Sanchez. And because Diego Sanchez is such like a fan favourite and like he's really good at blocking punches with his face, that people are like, he blocked those punches so good with his face, I think he won.
Yeah.
These happen.
Or even in Bellator, when Ricky Bandejas, I thought he beat Juan Archuleta.
Yeah.
And it was like, right, Juan Archuleta wins, that's it. And like Ricky Bandejas was sort of like, what? But we actually put a poll out today just to see who people thought actually deserved to win. And it was 44% for Jones and 56% for Reyes. So that means people are saying with me, Ross, man. Typical
you.
Typical me.
But I also think because John Jones is so good that when anyone puts up a half-decent fight against him, like people even more trying to score in his favour. If you go back to UFC 156, Gustafsson versus Jones, how many people tried to tell you that Alexander Gustafsson won that fight?
Yeah. Do you think it's because John Jones isn't the most liked figure in the mixed martial arts game that maybe they were like, oh, I'd rather you lost?
I think a lot of people are like dying for him to lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's like anything, you like to see that greatness be challenged.
Yeah. Like as you said earlier, the Floyd Mayweather of the UFC. So after that, John Jones wins the belt. He's after beating George St. Pierre's record of defenses of a title. What are you thinking now, Ross? Because also I want to say that like I totally underestimated Reyes. I'm pretty sure John Jones did too. Where does
agree with that.
Last week we were saying that like John Jones, who can beat him? John Jones was eating sort of crappy food during the week as well. He's not eating as clean as he should do. Anyway, that's just one thing that's just blatantly obvious. And he's not taking these opponents as seriously as he must. We said earlier that I think once you defend the title over 10 times, now I wouldn't know personally. I feel like you're sort of like, you go on cruise control and you're like, you know what, I'm the greatest, no one's going to beat me.
There's definitely an era of complacency when you're just that used to winning. Yeah. And as you can see, when it got to the 4th and 5th round, John Jones had the ability to dig deep and get the job done.
Yeah. What would you do now if you're in part of John Jones' team? Because we said last week we want him to move up to heavyweight. He said in the build up to the fight as well, when he was on stage at the athlete, he was there on stage
for a press conference. Part of the media.
Yeah, when he was doing the media stuff, he was saying that if the fans want him to move up to heavyweight, he should. But the thing is, where's he go now? Like, do you want to see a rematch? Do you want to see him move up? Should John Jones move up? Because now he set a record already with the most amount of defenses of his title. Does he need to be challenged and be like, right, now the bullshit is gone. I need to go in here and like really focus, you know, because that's what we're saying now. He doesn't come across as he has the 100% focus, and therefore he could be lackadaisical and then lose maybe against Jan Blachowicz or Corey Anderson that are fighting this weekend.
The way I look at it is, he almost has 5 options in front of him. And he could pick whichever one he wanted, and he'd probably get away with it. The obvious one is the rematch against Dominic Reyes. I think it's rare to see someone lose a title fight and get the immediate rematch.
Yeah. Well, the fight was good as well.
Oh, no, it was, yeah. I suppose Shogun got one against Machida, I think. Also, he could easily fight the winner of this weekend's fight, Jan Blachowicz versus Corey Anderson. I don't think anyone's clamouring to see that. I don't think John Jones will be able to get himself any more up for that one than he was up for this one. Israel Adesanya is always an option. He could do a super fight against him if he can beat Yoel Romero. Another option could be to move up and fight UFC heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic. No one would deny John Jones that. Or he could fight Daniel Cormier. That fight I feel like is always there. It's a bit like who's Conor McGregor going to fight next. Until he does the Nate Diaz trilogy, that fight is always going to be there.
Yeah,
they're sort of his options, and he can do any of them. He could also just move up to heavyweight and just fight another heavyweight to test himself.
Yeah. So what? If
I had to give a prediction,
yeah, the people tuning in now to hear what we have to say.
I think he'll fight Don McRae in a rematch. I think like that's the best business move for John Jones. After watching him fight there, I don't think like heavyweight's exactly like his best move at the moment.
Well, I think he should probably move up, just because I know you don't think that now, but I think if I was him, I'd want to go up and become hungry again and know that it's not going to 100% be my way. You know what I mean? And they're fighting bigger people. That's what I just think, because
Who'd you like to see him fight a heavyweight?
maybe someone like Alistair Overeem.
That could work, yeah.
Like, he's a legend in the game. But like he almost needs to fight for a title straight away. So Miocic maybe, because he's seen
I actually sort of favour him against Miocic.
Miocic will take that.
Yeah, but I almost don't favour him against someone like Ngannou.
Yeah,
somebody's just like scary. Like I'm like, I don't know. Also, you look at like John Jones against Derek Lewis. I almost favour Derek Lewis, because Derek Lewis is afraid of absolutely nothing that John Jones has, and he just wants to land that big punch on him.
Yeah, but like Derek Lewis didn't get any fans over the weekend as well. He defeated Ilir Latifi by decision. This wasn't great to watch for us, was it?
In fairness, Derek Lewis asked at the media day, how are you going to win? And Derek Lewis, you know him, he's a funny man. He goes, I'm going to win by controversial decision.
Yeah. Did see him doing all the flying knees? He looked like the fight itself wasn't great, but he looked the most athletic that he's ever been.
Yeah, for a big man, he can move, can't he?
Yeah. Also, in the co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko defended the title by TKO against Caitlin Chukagian in the third round. Ross, what a dominant performance from Valentina. Even Halle Berry was proud of her.
Halle Berry. Let's be honest. No one was surprised with this.
No.
Shevchenko could be like the most dominant champion in the UFC. I've no idea who UFC is going to actually throw in there against next. Maybe like Joanne Calderwood or someone.
Oh, yeah, supposedly that's next.
Yeah, but
Scotland's on.
At the end of the day, I think that's another lamb to the slaughter, really. Shevchenko, they don't call her the bullet for nothing.
They don't. She actually went shooting guns in the build to it.
Were you impressed with Tafa?
Yeah, Tafa beat
I
Adams.
think it was a first round knockout.
Yeah, it was.
He smashed him.
He did smash him.
Did your mate Mursad Bektik win?
No, he lost.
Very Bektik-y.
Yeah, and shout out to James Krause, who lost by decision, but like came in on the day's notice as well.
Yeah, he was there cornering someone. I'm actually not even too sure who he was cornering. And Trevin Giles, who was from Houston, Texas, his opponent pulled out, and James Krause went, I'll fight him. And he also won $50,000 bonus for the night, which is like brilliant stuff.
Yeah. So this weekend, it's UFC Rio Rondo, and it's being headlined by Corey Anderson against Jan Blachowicz. The winner of this is definitely the next person in line for
well, they're calling out John Jones.
Yeah.
The winner of this, whoever gets on the mic, they've been like, John Bones Jones.
Yeah. To be honest, this card does not look great at all. Although Lando Venata against Yancy Medeiros could be a good scrap.
Could be fight of the year, that one. Like those two, like love a good scrap.
Yeah.
I think also down the card is in one of the prelims is Nathaniel Ward versus John Dodson, and Nathaniel Ward is like called the prospect. He looked very, very good. He's undefeated in his UFC career, so I'm very much so looking forward to see him fight. Is there anyone else that sort of springs to mind?
Jim Miller. And also
Jim Miller fighting again.
Yeah, and also Diego
your
Sanchez.
man Michael Pereira. He's the fellow who does all the capoeira in the ring.
Yeah.
So like that first Diego Sanchez should be war. This could be a very good night of fights.
Yeah, but name recognition is not great.
Great to watch the next day.
Yeah. But Ross, Corey Anderson against Jan Blachowicz, who are you expecting to win this?
I think Corey Anderson's is very good at wrestling. I think he'll be able to wrestle him for the entire fight.
All right. I'm thinking Jan Blachowicz for this one anyway.
By knockout.
Yeah. Speaking of knockouts as well, bare knuckle fighting is on this weekend as well. Hector Lombard's making his debut against David the Cowboy Mundell. Okay, PEDs are allowed for this, so who are you expecting for this?
Did they actually say that, or that's just what you're assuming?
This just is like
there are no rules except no kicking. I just expect Lombard to win because he's an absolute monster, and I have no idea who Dave Mundell is.
Yeah. Just before we same here, like Hector Lombard. Before we wrap up the show, we're just going to bring up some news about Bellator Dublin. It was announced last week that James Gallagher is off the card, unfortunately, and Leah McCord has now stepped up, and she's the main event at the show as well. She's about to create history for that. Ross, what you sort of make this now? People have fallen off the card. Like, I know Reds are still fighting on the card, but like Peter Creedy's now not fighting, and that entrance of Zombie won't be there. James Gallagher, who's headlined so many times, won't be there either. It's losing a bit of star power, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not really good news for Bellator Dublin. I felt like these people have dropped out, and there is no replacements in for them, which is disappointing, to say the least.
Wait a sec. Frank Mir's coming to Dublin. Maybe he could be fighting.
Maybe so.
But he's a presenter though as well, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't really see it. What, him versus Josh Barnett? That would be just random, wouldn't it? Brilliant.
It needs something. It needs some injection.
Yeah.
Because like,
were you surprised Liam McCourt was made main event?
Yes and no. Firstly, she's getting a massive push, and I feel like she's only a couple of 2 more wins, and she's in there against Cyborg, or it's
maybe even this
or
one.
Bud.
Who knows?
But it was sort of like, was Kiefer the right man to put it as the headliner? I don't think
it's hard.
Redger hasn't been on the main card, so you can't even do that.
It's hard to really say, to be honest. Unless they throw over another American talent at it, they could always throw an American talent at it, or maybe get a Paul Daly in there.
Yeah, but they could. Yeah, but they might have been afraid of people leaving early. Remember?
Yeah, it happened with King Mo, wasn't it? It's very hard to say.
It is, isn't it?
Look, they're trying to strap a rocket ship to Lee McCourt and fly with that. Yeah. They're like, right, she's a good-looking girl. She's in Cyborg's division. Cyborg has already posted, been like, great to have her, or she did an interview and she was like, great to see Leah headlines, great to see the featherweight women's division.
No, fair play to her.
Yeah.
It's just disappointing the way we already had Leah on the card, and now we don't have James, and now we don't have Peter Creedy as well, because everyone knows that that arena erupts when Peter Creedy comes out.
Yeah, you sort of lost the main event, the co-main event, and now we're given the third fight down.
Yeah,
and been told it's the main event. It's a bit like when Stipe Miocic was supposed to fight Ben Rothwell, and that dropped out, and then Joe Duffy was supposed to fight Dustin Poirier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then that dropped out, and it was like, yeah, we still have Paddy Hewlin fighting. It's like,
and then he lost.
Yeah, but it's like, we already had Paddy Hewlin.
Yeah.
It'd be like someone what's called saying, here's your fish and chip and mushy peas. Be like, right, we're gonna take your fish and your chips. Be like, you can have the mushy peas though.
yeah. We're gonna hopefully something else happens soon, because we'll keep you updated, because that's
who knows. Like, I might have to fight you on the card to get the people going.
Well, you better come down to this flyweight division, man. It's getting stacked down here.
I'll begin cutting.
Yeah, we're going to keep you up to date with the Bellator Dublin card as well, because it's going down in 2 weeks' time. Also, before we finish off the MMA part, well, we're going to just say something about the boxing part. Dylan Moore won over the weekend as well. Absolute legend. We're always shouting out.
He actually won't stop winning, will he?
He won't stop winning.
No, he looked very impressive. He was digging the head off her, man.
Yeah, second round.
He made him look amateur.
But that wraps up the combat part of the show. So if you do enjoy the show, make sure to make sure to subscribe, and make sure to write a comment saying you love this shit or you don't love the shit, because it all helps.
Let us know in the comments below who you thought won between Dominic Reyes and Johnny Bones Jones.
And now
we are moving on to our Six Nations special. It is back. Ireland victorious again.
Yeah.
The men's team, the women's team, the under-20s.
Yeah.
6 wins out of 6 for Ireland so far.
Yeah. I was actually ashamed of myself last week because I forgot to mention the under-20s and the women's in the show. But it was because when we got here, we were talking about it, and then when we went on camera,
we'd already said it.
We already said it, yeah.
Yeah. First of all, before we go into the Ireland senior team game, I just want to say, very impressed with the Irish women's team beating Wales in those absolute rotten conditions at the Energy Park. It was so bad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. You know what else happened, which is disgraceful? The Welsh women went in for showers after the game. There was no hot water. Imagine that after that torrential rain. All you want to do is have a hot shower. No hot water for them.
I know. What do you meant to do? Also, shout out to Bevan Parsons, who scored an unbelievable try. But Ross, first of all, if you are a fan of the rugby, make sure to like and subscribe as well, because we're coming every week, and also the next show will be
the Ireland-England preview.
Can't wait for that.
Which is always the match of the Six Nations.
Oh yeah, but Ross, do you know what I think we should do before we get exactly into the Six Nations with the men's? I think the talking about the under-20s first, and then talking about the women's.
We already talked about.
Here, quick question: do you think the women fly what? They're obviously playing away to England now.
Yeah.
How do they fly with everyone else?
I think they will fly with everyone else. I think they'll, or maybe they won't fly with everyone. But I'm pretty sure Aer Lingus pay for their flights.
They must do actually. Yeah,
because they sponsored the Irish rugby team.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they pay for their flights, which is great. Fair play to Aer Lingus.
Yeah.
I must say, when I was watching the women's, and when they were playing Wales, I was like, they're actually so much more skillful. They were just the better team.
Yeah.
Constantine, a fullback, was absolutely brilliant as well. I was just watching a few of them, being like, the Irish women rugby team is very good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Apparently France and England are a mile ahead. Now, in fairness, I'm not that into the Irish women's rugby, but like when they're on TV, I'm like, right, I'm watching it.
I've been following the last 2 games. A lot of the girls actually follow us as well. Shout out to the girls.
Yeah, and you know what? They all seem lovely when they're interviewed afterwards.
Yeah,
we probably should get to a game.
I was just about to ask you that. Yeah. Would you be, like, I mean, that game would have been terrible to be at. To be fairness, well, like weather wise.
Oh well, I think it's like now I have like such little time, like because I'm trying to spend as much time with my family as well, which I actually really enjoy doing. It's like I'm going to the women's rugby. It's like, all right, you're at the men's rugby yesterday. It's mad, but look, they actually deserve sport. So if you actually get a chance to see the women's or the under-20s play, go watch them play. Yeah,
definitely. Under-20s won as well on Friday night. They absolutely destroyed Wales in the first half. Wales got back into it in the second half, but I mean, like, that team
took their foot off the gas, which I don't know if it's actually great, but I'm pretty sure they were 21-0 up.
They were kicking ass, man.
Yeah,
Jack Rowley, unreal.
Yeah, they're top of the pops. I actually looked at him and it was like Jack Rowley 10. I was like, great Instagram handle.
Yeah, they're all but they're all the younger lads. They know what's going on, you know.
Oh, I know. Yeah, but I was like, he'll keep that forever. As in like that's the longevity of the Instagram handle.
Yeah, they've been absolutely brilliant. The last 2 games they've played as well, unreal. It's been unreal. So
also, if you actually move to centre, you could just go Jack Crowley 12. It'd be fine. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Andy Farrell, Owen Farrell 10-12.
Oh, that's been brilliant. But most of the people are here for the win over the weekend. Ireland beating Wales 24-14 in the Aviva Stadium.
There was fever in the Aviva.
Okay.
The Irish rugby team were back. The atmosphere in the stadium was hopping. And it was the best Ireland performance I've seen in maybe the last 2 years.
Yeah. Let's talk about what we were saying last week. Against Scotland, we were very unimpressed.
Very unimpressed.
We were sort of worried going into this game. With a lot of people. Like a lot of the people were sort of like, here, what Ireland's going to show up. What we actually got this weekend was what we thought we were originally going to get against Scotland.
Yeah.
First of all, quick hands, quick offloads. Like the back 3 were, let alone the pack, but the back 3 were brilliant. Larmour, Cooney.
No, Conway.
Conway, sorry, excuse me.
And Stockdale.
But I don't even know what to say. As in, like, they blew me away, literally.
So you were starting the backs, and I was starting the forwards. Maybe because I used to play the forwards, and you used to play in the backs.
Yeah. Well, it's more because CJ Standard getting cap man of the match again. Like everyone, and then Peter Mandy looks brand new as well.
Yeah, but I like to go through like the entire team and like talk about the performances.
Well, take it away, bud.
I thought Cian Healy was brilliant again. The scrum was much better this week. The scrum was actually quite poor last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was having problems, which is like very rare for Ireland. Herring was actually brilliant. When Herring was first sort of named, I thought, he definitely played a lot more games than Kelleher like in his career, so maybe they're going for somewhat of an experience there, and obviously he used to train with Rory Best all the time up in Ulster. But he's been brilliant. I think Ireland have won 18, lost 2 of their line out. Like, that's fairly good numbers to put in there.
Do you think his game has improved because he has such experience on his left and right hand side?
Potentially so. Like, those 2 props are going nowhere in the scrum. And then on top of that, he has Henderson there to hit for his lineouts. His lineouts were brilliant, especially considering it was actually quite pretty easy on Saturday here in Ireland. Then the second rows, James Ryan is relentless. Ian Henderson's, they're by far our best second rows individually anyway. Yeah. Toner obviously fits in well there. Yeah. And then
he came on.
In terms of the back row, I was like, any one of them could have been man of the match. I forgot to even say Tyg Furlong scored another try. Fair play to him. Yeah. What a monster.
See the passion out of his face after scoring that try?
Yeah, he was loving it. Like, it was like roaring. I was like, go on the Tyg.
Yeah.
By the way, the best toy head prop in the world, bar none, no?
I don't know there's not much better.
Peter O'Mahony had a flawless game, bar I think 1 or 2 knock-ons. But like, other than that, he was brilliant. The breakdown, his offload, his carries. I think we were sitting here watching the match with my brother Chris
and
Theo, and someone said O'Mahony was man of the match. I said Standard was man of the match. I think someone else said Conway was man of the match. That's how good Ireland played. That like anyone could have been man of the match. Josh Van der Fleer was fantastic again. What do you think of Murray, Baz? Because there was a lot of criticism of Murray last week. How do you think he handled the game this week after getting all that criticism?
I thought he definitely improved.
I'd agree. I think his game management was better. His box kicking was better.
But I think everyone's improved. Like even Henshaw.
Oh, Henshaw's a different gravy though.
Yeah, but I mean, coming off last week, everyone's just. I don't know what it was, because before when people were criticising them, they really took it and they didn't want to talk to the media and stuff. and they were like, it almost felt like the media against them. But now they've like taken the criticism on board and gone for it. Like,
fact,
I think Andy Farrell's done something brilliant there.
Yeah, well, they're after beating Wales with the bonus point, which is like almost unheard of after the Scotland game. Must say also, Johnny Sexton has taken this captaincy role so well. The way he speaks to the referees is so vital. And at the end of the day, it's one of those things where, as the out half, I sort of thought about this before, but not as in depth until I listened to Rowan O'Gara discuss it. When you're the kicker, sometimes you're told you're kicking a goal. I suppose when you're the captain and the kicker, you decide to kick a goal, which makes a massive impact on your thought process and adds that extra bit of pressure on your shoulders. But Johnny Sexton thrives under pressure.
Yeah.
And he handles that captaincy role so well. He handles the refs very well. He's quite articulate to them. It was just something I haven't really seen from Ireland captains. Most times it's forward and he's just sort of giving out to the ref that he's not happy with the decision made. But Johnny Sexton, brilliant out of half. Bundy Aki, phenomenal game. Brilliant ball carries. Super tackling. And
You're me.
And then Henshaw in at second centre. This is one of the best Henshaw performances I've ever seen.
Definitely,
play. I watch Henshaw play for Leinster and go, he normally plays at 12 and go, he's absolutely brilliant. And then I watch him play for Ireland. I think I lied to myself and say, he's actually doing an alright job. When I don't think I think he underperforms for Ireland. He's a lot safer for Ireland.
Yeah.
There's less sort of flair out of him in Ireland. But at 13, he was a lot more expressionate. He moved the ball a lot more. He carried the ball better. I was very impressed with Henshaw this weekend.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, there's no point in getting ahead of ourselves now, right? Because Wales did knock the ball on a lot. Also, one of the first attacks they got, they scored a try. Also, every time they attacked, it looked like they were going to score again, or else they made a bit of a mistake.
And for the second week in a row, they dropped the ball over the line. They didn't put the ball down correctly.
And then also they got a try at the very, very end of the game. Now, I don't think that's a big deal.
No.
But what way should people take this result as?
Very, very positive. I think Wales were the Grand Slam champions last year. They actually had quite a decent World Cup outing. We had a very poor World Cup outing. We were poor the first game of the championship. Johnny Sexton saved us. He scored all the points. And this time around, it was a great performance. Larmour looked so dangerous. He's always looking to beat someone.
Yeah.
Conway, I thought, was fantastic on the wing. I didn't actually see a hell of a lot from Stockdale, but I didn't see him do anything too wrong either.
Conway. No.
But
I like that back three, though. I like that back three. There's a lot of flair there.
Yeah, but I think they're looking to attack at all times. Larmour is almost like Ireland's version of Jason Robinson when he gets the ball. He's dying to run it back. That's all he wants to do. So
he's a line breaker.
He is.
He's magic.
Yeah, when he scored that try,
I think
incredible. I was like, how did he manage to get through all those people?
I think he's going to be way more impressive than Henshaw. I think he's going to live up to the hype that Henshaw people thought he was going to reach.
Yeah, I think
there's something in his boots, and he's almost ahead of the game.
Yeah, but the only thing sometimes I look at him and go, he looks a bit slight, but that'll pay in his favour and will go against him. Defensively, will obviously go against him, but positively it will go for him. I think in terms of the bench, Kelleher came on for I think the last 5-10 minutes. Look, he got straight away stuck in. Didn't see him do anything wrong. I don't think there was a hell of a lot of them to do like fantastic.
Yeah.
Kilcoyne came on, brilliant performance. Great in the scrum. Porter I think only came on for the last few minutes as well. Yeah. Big Dev Toner came on.
He looks miles off the pace, by the way.
He does.
He's so tall.
Yeah, but he's too slow.
He is too slow.
Yeah.
Whereas Henderson and Ryan are way more like agile.
Yeah, 100%. They're almost sort of like having another back rower on the pitch with them. They can do it all.
Yeah. When Toner came on, right, we were getting a scrum, and when the front row were standing in front of him, he like petted them as if they were like a dog. They were like so much smaller. He was
like, "Good job, well done, lads." Yeah. I think we are short a bit on second rows.
Yeah,
I don't think our second row is our most in-depth position. Max Deegan came on for his debut, so fair play to him. That was obviously a big moment. Nice for him to get the win. Cooney came on. He only came on, I think, for the last 5-10 minutes as well. He lost a boot for half of it.
Yeah, let's mention that. Cooney's boot came off during like the last few minutes. And then he kept just going. He was like, "Fuck the boot! Like
Yeah.
I need to touch the ball." And then
I think he was like Murray was so good. I have to like show
Yeah.
I'm good too.
Yeah.
Which is like just shows the strength of the game.
yeah, I actually got to Ross. Hopefully, he has to kick the ball with no boot on. That would be funny. But
And then-
he must be sick, man. By the way, on the bench.
Yeah, I'd say so because he
Is-
couldn't have had any better of a season, and he still can't start.
Do you think he's the one guy who's most pushing on the bench to actually have it be a starter?
It's a bit of a strange one because Sexton's captain. Sexton loves Murray. It's almost like he doesn't really stand a chance.
Yeah.
And you almost have to look up in like Luke McGrath's nipping at his heels, or Gibson Park. I think is almost being able to declare for Ireland soon. It's a very competitive position.
That's the
Cooney hasn't put a foot wrong for Ulster, but maybe his success is his own downfall at Ulster. That like he also kicks a goal. He sort of does it all for Ulster. And
Do you think
like,
if he went to Leinster, he'd start?
I don't know.
Probably
To be honest.
would.
Yeah, he probably would. I'd say.
Yeah, because he'd be
Yeah.
beside Sexton.
Yeah.
Controversial. Let us know what you think.
Then obviously Ross Byrne came on. He actually looked decent, run the ball. I think everyone who came on then had to try and do something to stand out. And then Earls
Yeah.
came on in the centre. Was there Earls?
Yeah, Earls
Or
came on.
was Earls? Yeah. I don't think actually.
He came
much
on for
happened
Henshaw.
after he came. I don't think much happened.
Yeah,
after
no,
he
I don't
came
think really anyone made a big enough impact when they came off the bench.
on. No.
But
Well, I don't think anyone got the chance. I think like
yeah,
the team basically won the game.
the game was basically over. But Ross, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, you know what I mean? Because that's we try not to do, but we're passionate. You know what I mean? We're passionate guys.
We are, yeah.
We are passionate guys. Like Ross
We
even has
love
the
it.
green mic. We love it. Like we made sure to meet up to watch it and got Theo out and all. Like, but Ross, we beat Wales. We're now joined top of the league with France.
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay, so we have 3 games left. First one's going to be away to England. Then it's going to be a home to Italy, and then away to France. What do you think is going to happen here, Ross? Because we're playing England next. We'll come into Triple Crown.
I think we're going to compete with France for the title for the Grand Slam in France. I think we're going to beat England after watching England play Scotland there at the weekend.
Yeah,
it was a very dogged game. It wasn't very expansive. There was a lot of mistakes. Scotland were sort of kept in the game the whole time, and I just wasn't overly impressed with England. I feel like that World Cup hangover is real for them.
yeah. Although the weather was shit.
I know the weather was shit, but Scotland are quite dogged. Look, maybe it's the way Scotland are playing at the moment because we didn't look good against Scotland. England didn't look good against Scotland, but England also didn't look great against France.
Scotland made a bollocks of certain things as well, didn't they?
Oh, it was terrible. I was almost like Scotland are going to get back into this, and then they gave away a really silly penalty about 30 meters out, and when it was basically in front of the goal, and once you do that, Owen Farrell's going to pop that over, and then they were 10 points adrift. And once they were 10 points adrift, nothing. Although I enjoy watching man Adam Hastings play. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, then
And then France won with a bonus point against Italy, which was sort of as expected.
yeah, but hold on, it wasn't expected that Italy would get 22 points.
No, it wasn't. But France, I think, were 21 points to 10 or something up at half time. They sort of won the game, then it let Italy get back into it. Weird enough, I think Italy have improved so much over the last 5 years, but they just can't close that gulf. Sure, they can't.
No, it's too big. But you have to make sure to tune in next time for our next rugby show because we will be breaking down Ireland versus England. I can't wait for that. But Ross, right now, before we close things off, who do you think is going to win the Six Nations?
I think Ireland are going to win it.
I know, same here.
I'm not even messing.
Last week, can you believe last week we're like, oh my god, this is terrible.
I was like, for the best.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I think we're going to win it.
I put a question out on the Energized page, so make sure to follow us on that. But I was asking people who they think is going to win as well. So I have like Ireland for sure, Ireland. Oh, Ireland for sure, Ireland. Italy, shout out to Dunbox. Ireland, and then
Did anyone say France? No.
Eddie Jones said England. Who's that?
What's that? Oh, your man from Birmingham who follows us. Oh yeah.
Oh no,
I know he's Australian. I know he's the England head
Oh,
coach.
okay.
Do you think I didn't know that?
No, for a second I thought I may have said his name wrong. But that basically wraps up the show,
Yeah.
Ross. We're going to be back next week with another show, as always. If you enjoyed the rugby crack, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to let us know who you think will win the Six Nations. And as always,
Stay energized.